Synchronisation du lanceur. Paramètres propulsifs sont normaux.
And they
Vol nominal.
are off. SES-15 has begun its long journey. Raymond Boyce, the range operations manager, is telling us that
Paramètres
everything
nominaux.
is going according to plan. Les paramètres sont nominaux. Everything's normal. We're heading east. That's unusual for Soyuz. Normally it goes north. We're going east today because we're carrying a satellite headed to geostationary orbit.
Propulsion premier et deuxième étage, nominal.
I was rather hoping that we were going to see the boosters fall away there, but we just lost the launcher, and we are coming up now to the scheduled moment when we jettison the boosters. Look at those super images from cameras mounted on a previous launch. They are twisting and turning. It's all part of the plan.
Extinction des moteurs du premier étage, séparation des boosters, AVGD.
That's all been confirmed now. So we're burning the main core stage. It's going to burn for about 3 more minutes. And we're looking here on the top right-hand side of the screen. You can see our trajectory. That's the planned trajectory, and the cross is the actual position of the launch vehicle. Bottom left is our altitude, 81 kilometers above the Earth and climbing. We're heading towards the Kármán line. That's the border between space and our atmosphere. It's where the atmosphere
Vol
becomes
nominal, trajectoire nominale.
so thin that it can no longer support vehicles with wings. So it's where aeronautics ends and astronautics begins. Look at the top of the vehicle, the nose. That's called the fairing. The satellite is inside there.
Paramètres de structure du lanceur sont nominaux.
And it's been protecting the satellite from the rigors of the launch so far. So from the acoustic vibrations at liftoff, it's very loud, you can just imagine. And also from friction, because we have been travelling through the dense part of the atmosphere. But now the atmosphere is so thin that we don't need it anymore. It's able to be jettisoned.
Séparation coiffe.
And that separation of the fairings been confirmed. So we can see our satellite for the very first time. The captain has switched off the seatbelt signs. There it is on the right-hand side. The rectangles are the solar panels. Of course, right now it's all folded
Paramètres
up.
propulsifs nominaux.
And later, once it's been released, it's going to open its wings like a butterfly. And the gold structure, if you look on the right-hand side of the screen, is the frigate upper stage. And the satellite is attached using a very special and clever dispenser. Bottom of the screen, our distance from the pad, 432 kilometers. That's if you were to draw a straight line along the Earth from the pad. This is the scheduled separation now of the second stage and ignition of the third stage. Those
Allumage du
parts,
troisième étage, bloc I, extinction du deuxième étage, bloc A, séparation bloc A.
and he's confirmed that. Soyuz has what's called, or uses rather, a hot stage technique, which means that
Largage de la section arrière du troisième étage, bloc I.
it switches on the third stage engine before switching off the second stage. A word about our confirmations. We're seeing the key moments happening at the planned time. We get our actual confirmations
de structure du lanceur sont nominaux.
of those milestones just fractionally later. That's perfectly normal. That's because it takes the information a little bit of time to get to the range operations manager here at the Guiana Space Center from the launcher, and that's because it goes via Moscow, where it's validated before coming to the launch control center here at the CSG being the Guiana Space Center.
Trajectoire nominale.
He's telling us that everything is going nominally. Our speed on the bottom right-hand side of your screen, 4.63 kilometers per second. And we left the pad from the northeastern corner of South America. Galileo there on the left-hand side is the tracking station here at the CSG. We lifted off 6 minutes and 46 seconds ago from the pad. And he's telling us that we have now picked up the signal at the Natal tracking station. You can see it there. It's on the northeastern coast of Brazil. We're tracking the launcher using the ground stations. Oh, look at that superb replay. We were very lucky to have such a beautiful view of the launch because it has been raining a lot recently. It's been raining cats and dogs, to be honest. And today we got super blue skies. These images we're looking at are CGI images, computer generated. They're showing us exactly what the experts have calculated is happening to the launcher and the satellite. So basically what happens is the teams plan a very precise schedule of events based on extremely accurate predictions, and they put all of that information into the computer, and these images are a simulation of those predictions. So basically every movement, every position, every twist, every turn, every flash of an engine that you see is based exactly on what has been planned for this flight.
Vol nominal.
Everything's going normally. Our altitude 200 kilometers. We're traveling at coming up to nearly 7 kilometers a second. The third stage is now shutting down its engine and separating from the frigate upper stage. That's what it looks like as it is jettisoned, and we are now starting the next phase. The frigate upper stage is in what's called the pre-burn phase. It's getting ready to switch its engine on. That takes it 55 seconds.
Section du troisième étage, bloc I, séparation de l'étage frégate et du satellite SES-15.
Now we have confirmation of those events. So what frigate does is it gives a quick burst of acceleration, and that pushes the fluids back into the tanks. So it's a little bit like when you put your foot down on the accelerator in your car and you get pinned back against the seat.